was for dates, so I feel like, okay, here was last year, like, I need to prepare myself. This year that I expected something good for you, so good job.
First quarter starting to turn pretty good.
Oh, yeah. This is good.
You're going to put it in the calendar. There's a bunch of stuff that you should
We can look on the calendar.
Okay, I did it.
You did it?
Yep, I did it. He said that.
Although I don't know how to
He said he'll meet me at 12.
Fantastic. Good.
On my computer, I don't know. It doesn't.
All right, let's get going. Welcome 2020. Holy cow, right? It's going to be an amazing year this year. That song gets me all jazzed up, ready to go tackle somebody or something. And I'll hold that back for right now. So let's start here with some attitude for gratitude. So I know we have some guests in the room, which welcome. We love having guests here. And what's some gratitude that you have, whether it was for 2019, whether it was for the month of December, maybe it's even starting out this year. So who has one they'd like to share? And we'll go around. Kristen.
Gratitude for Debbie for putting together all this stuff for the call day.
Yes.
It is a ton of work and it takes a lot of time coming in on your day off to get that ready for everybody. And for the people that showed up and actually made calls, awesome for you guys, and I actually have something for the people who showed up and made calls. So.
Cool. Okay. Awesome.
Well, then I'll go back with a gratitude. Christy came in also on her day off and helped print things out and sort things out. That's about a 4 or 5 hour job when you come in to do that. So
Absolutely.
and for the ones that showed up and took the rest of the stuff on the table, put them all into their database.
Awesome.
Don't know who that was.
Yeah.
You know,
She's gonna rock it.
good on
Yeah.
you because it will pay off.
Absolutely. It's flipping that rock, right? Fantastic. What's another gratitude?
Children went back to school today.
Yeah, no kidding, man. Oh, tell you what, I couldn't have been more gracious putting my son back on the bus.
I kicked their asses out that day.
They totally messed with you because yesterday was back to school day.
Our school's one day late.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, we
I
were
mean,
one
I
day
can
late.
see them trying to pull that over on me.
No, it's tomorrow.
Yeah, they didn't want to do that to us on a Monday, so they were like, hey, or Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever day we are right now, right?
Wednesday. Yeah, I want to thank Jake. I know he's not here, but he did an awesome class yesterday that I think really helped me, a lot of people, focus on what we need to do to really, move a little bit further along this year.
Let's dive into that for a second. So the class is called Quantum Leap. Now, is it a real estate class?
No,
It's not. Why?
It's everything, it has to do with your whole life.
Okay, so it encompasses everything. It's the full circle, right? So, and the neat thing about Quantum Leap, and it's been around, Cindy, how long's Quantum been around for? What, 15 years?
At least.
Right? And it was written by Gary Keller and Mo Anderson. And it was all designed around, if we are not whole inside, how can we possibly help outside? And truly be authentic around it, right? No one likes to be sold to. So when we're able to connect, what dreams and goals and have actually a roadmap for what we're doing. Now, all of this creates a much deeper and more powerful generational impact, not just for sale. And that's a huge, huge thing and a massive mindset piece. So fantastic. Well, let's keep on going here and let's start with upcoming listings. So who has an upcoming listing? Lori does.
I have 2 going on the market next week. One is a brick ranch in Holly Hills, just off like DLI 25, priced at $595. It's remodeled, has basement, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths. I have another one going on the market over by Heritage High School. It backs to the Gulch. Beautiful home. That one's been remodeled as well, and we're going to be listed at $761.
Awesome. 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 Cindy.
I have one coming up probably by the end of the month. It's in Highlands Ranch. It's gonna be right around $450, a 4-bed, 3-bath. And the mountain views are ridiculous. So if you guys have those people, I have the mountain views. This is the one.
This is the winner.
Stay tuned.
Awesome. And that'll go on by the end of the month?
Should be, yeah. We
Okay.
gotta get a pool table out.
Oh, there might be people to help with that. Awesome. Fantastic. What's another upcoming listing? Upcoming listing. All right, how about any price improvements? No price improvements. All right. How about buyer needs? Kristen.
So I have a buyer, we have to go under contract this week. He needs to be within an hour of Colorado Springs, price up to $350. It has to be a ranch, no basement, would like an attached garage, at least 3 bedrooms, at least 2 bathrooms.
Excellent. Other
Attached or attached? Sorry.
It doesn't matter.
How old is he? I asked because I have a 55 plus.
I'm like,
No.
So not sure that qualifies or not. And other buyer needs, so that Matt definitely connect with Kristen afterward. Other buyer needs? Yeah, Lori.
I still have buyers looking in Lone Tree. They need a ranch or a main floor master and can go up to 800,000.
Okay. Awesome. Ranch main floor master 800. All right, we can work with that. Other buyer needs. So here's something kind of exciting. You are already 300 to 400% ahead of the local board when we went to our weekly meeting last week on upcoming listings and active listings. So that being the case, right, Deb?
Yeah.
So that being the case, it's January 7th. What are you seeing right now in the market? What's going on out there?
Busy.
Churning.
What's that? Starting to move? Okay.
I went under contract on one today, and I went under contract a couple weeks ago. So it's
Okay.
it's people are out there, they're moving.
price
Jim, that
right.
doesn't make sense.
It
If the
makes no
market's
sense,
dead
does it?
right now, it's
Oh
January.
yeah, that's right. Market's dead. I forgot. Nobody told me.
Mark and I have several buyers working, and we haven't gotten them defined where we can go, these are the buyer needs, but, you know, some that have been like, oh, we're waiting, have jumped in, and some that said, oh, we're gonna talk to you, have all of a sudden jumped in, so we've got that, we still have our listing sitting there.
Okay. Some motivation piece. Yeah, Cindy.
So I've got 3 buyers that we're at the point where we're just waiting for new listings to come on the market. The last one we wrote on, there were 10 other offers. So 15th of December, so a week before Christmas. And the only reason we lost was a cash deal came through. And so the conversation with people is get your house on the market now because we literally have buyers waiting.
Absolutely. That could not be more true. Right now, literally, right now, today, what's been going on since the 1st is the absolute lowest inventory levels of the entire year. Jim.
I can even tell you, because I wrote this in my blog, my newsletter, this December was like 4,092 sales, single family homes, highest since 2013. Biggest December since 2013 or beyond. So yeah,
That's incredible.
It's big. It was busy.
And then what do we know, right? That next month afterward is going to bleed into, right? So that's what we're seeing right now. So I couldn't agree more. Get the houses on the market. Do not wait. And if you need any assistance or scripts or anything around that, please come see your leadership. We'd be happy to help. We really would. So awesome. Let's keep on going here. And got culture, Jamie Goldman, come up to the front. Let's give Jamie a big round of applause.
Throw out there. So fantasy football, we had 16 teams participate. Half the money goes to KW Cares, and the rest is divvied out among the winners. And not only do you get cash, but you also get bragging rights, and you have a target on your back for next year. So congratulations to Scott, because he won. Yay! Miller, who's here, came in second. Richard Reese came came in third, and Jim Brown came in fourth.
I
So
didn't come in last.
congratulations.
I held it down at 10. I came in heavy and hard on that one.
Jamie, so as you were, could you say a little bit about KW Cares?
Yes, so KW Cares is Keller Williams nonprofit organization. We have a local kind of an office fund that we collect for, as well as nationally, and it's for disaster relief throughout the country. It's to help agents who are struggling, illness, death, any kind of situation. So we try and regularly participate in activities and events that are going to raise money and help fund KW Cares.
So Jamie, quick question. There was an award that we won last year. What was
We
that?
did. We won the Heart to Heart Award for
What is
the
that?
state of Colorado for the highest amount of donations that KW Cares receives from any office.
Awesome.
Yes.
There, see that? Out of 25 offices.
Yeah, it's sitting on our front desk. Love the award. It was given to us at family reunion. So, two other dates I want to throw on your calendar, and I know it's really premature, but definitely worth knowing about ahead of time. Saturday, April 25th is going to be our shredding and electronic recycling event. It is a really great way for you guys to reach out and invite everybody that you know. It is a free event for you and your guests that come through, and the marketing is all done for you. So, you know, a lot of people do lead generation through client events. This is a huge opportunity for you to do it, not deal with the marketing, and not pay for it. So make sure that's on your calendar. And in the next, month or so, we'll get the marketing ready. It'll be branded to you with your contact information on it. So you can email it out to everybody, call around it, put it on social media or whatever. And then the trucks will be in the parking lot here. And you just get to look like a rock star for providing a really great community service. The other event I want you to throw on your calendar is May 14th. Red Day. That is a Thursday. It is Red Day. You're not working. Don't plan any closing, showings, nothing. You're not working. You're going to spend your day volunteering that day. All of the Keller Williams offices are closed on Thursday, May 14th, and we are out volunteering in our community. And last few years, we've supported Field Elementary School, which is in Littleton. They have a lot of needs over there. So we spend our day over there helping them out, painting, reading to kids, doing all kinds of programs, plus restocking their food pantry, which is a desperate need of theirs. So throw that on your calendar and don't plan anything on that day, because we would love to have you.
Why is it important with Field? What is, because Field is in a pretty nice location, isn't it?
Yes, but it feeds into some neighborhoods where the families have a lot of needs. I would say it's between 90 and 100% of those students are on free and reduced lunches, meaning their families can't afford to feed kids during the school day. So they are amazing, and they're so grateful, and they really appreciate our help and support every year. So
Awesome. Look. All right, let's give Jamie a big round of applause. Right, very cool. Before I start this, also, I want to let you know today is actually a really special day, and in a little bit, Debbie will be introducing one of our guests here who runs with one of the very, very top teams in the country, and that's all I'm gonna say for right now, and I'll let you kind of take that away after that. Ashley, we're excited to have you here. So let's start with 4 conversations. It is the first week in January, and as we work our way through, we can see in week number 1 is what? Appointments. Listing appointments, right? Now, the key piece around listing appointments is the very first activity. It's the mindset. It's the part that says the phone weighs 3,000 pounds, and picking it up to call our database, picking up to call an expired listing, a for sale by owner listing. Maybe it's someone who is a past colleague, a neighbor, anything like that. And it really starts with that. And we know, especially after this last year, is the market shifting? Is it changing? Yeah. And if you don't think so, please come talk with us, because we'd love to chat with you about this one.
Except for December.
Except for December, which is, the slow month, right? So here's the thing. When we start looking at real estate as a whole, without market changings, market's changing or flexing or anything like that. It's 90% mindset. So let that sink in a little bit. Real estate and real estate successes are 90% mindset. Now, when we go into a shifting market, that actually changes dramatically. Now we're looking more at 95% mindset. Here's the key. The 5% that would take us to 100% is really defined around income producing activities. So for example, if I'm going to a listing and I'm dropping off flyers, what other activity am I doing on top of that to make it income producing activities? So, and let's ask that question really quick. What could you do that's an income producing activity when you're dropping off a flyer to a listing?
Knock doors.
Why knock doors?
To introduce yourself to the neighbors, show them what you're about, show them how you go above and beyond. Perhaps they're going to list their house. We always know that when one sign goes in a neighborhood, more follow.
Right.
When people see, oh, they're going to get that for the house, and
Right.
perhaps they know buyers.
Absolutely. So it's exposure, right? And it's being able to get one-to-one. The reason we knock doors is to get to the dining room table, to have those conversations where we can talk about what, not just what the value we provide, flip the script a little bit. A lot of times we go in, and I'm guilty of this myself, we go in and we say, this is what we can do, this is my value, this is this, this is this, this is this. What happens with a seller who's getting hit with that right off the bat?
Well, they think you're just another agent.
Right, Dale?
Sales pitch.
Exactly. It turns into a Charlie Brown conversation. Right? Wah, 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 wah. It really does. So what if we flip the script? What if I was sitting with Holly and Mark at their home, and I said, you know what, I have one quick question before we get started. What are 3 reasons that would cause you not to sign a listing agreement with me today? When I get to know first, and this is a negotiation strategy, when I get to know first, I will get to the yes. I also can define the difference between smoke and fire. Smoke being the token conversation, right? Walking to Nordstrom's, can I help you? No, I'm good. Reality is I'm not good at all. And the real piece around that is the question wasn't defined enough. Which department could I help you with, right? Something along that where it starts, what would cause you not to list with me today? What would cause you to keep your home from going on the market? What would cause you not to interview other agents? Now I'm doing reverse psychology. Here's the key thing. When I know the top 3 reasons that are going to cause someone not to list with me, what do I automatically do? You can figure out the solutions, right? So now, then I can go back to the seller because I didn't create those objections, the seller did. I can go back to the seller and say, so just to be clear here, Holly, you said in item number 1 is this that would cause you not to list with me today. Okay, awesome. Item number 2 is this that would cause you not to list with me today. And 3 is this. And those are your top 3 reasons not to do business with me today, correct? Holly's going to agree to that because she gave them to me. And now I have solutions for each one. So since we have solutions for these top 3 reasons on not to list with me today, are you ready to list with me today? Different spin, right? The key going into 2020 and what was leading up from 2019 into 2020. This is the year where we flipped the rock over to find the business. And I'm going to share something with you in a little bit that Cindy sent Debbie and I today, which I thought was awesome.
Isn't that great?
Awesome. Before we get into that, though, I want everyone in this room to think of a theme for 2020. What is one word that could be your focus around business and personal for 2020? Take a moment to think about that, internalize it, and then if it comes to you right away, write it down. While you're thinking, I'll give you an example. My one word is grow. The reason my one word is growth is because it's, and I do this in order on purpose. It's spiritual growth, personal growth, and business growth. And it's the growth of your businesses and how I can help pour into those to make a difference for you to have a banner year in 2020. Here's the key. It's the internal growth that will lead to the external growth. I know, Jim, yours is relentless, right? Why is your word relentless?
Because frankly, I didn't work as hard as I could have last year.
Okay.
And I had good numbers, but they shows. So this year, I'm not letting up on the gas pedal.
Yeah, you're gonna be relentless, which I love that. Yeah, listen.
My word actually is choose, choice. It's all, every single thing we do comes down to the choices that we make. And if I'm, whatever I want for my life next year, I have to make that decision.
I love that choice. Awesome. So we'll take this activity one step further. When you go on our Facebook page, did a video right before expired call day, and I asked that exact question around what's your one word. What I ask is that you go onto the Facebook page, go onto that thread, and put in your one word. All of this is so powerful, because when you fast forward 11, 12 months, and we pull these off of our page, and we pull these one words and put them all up on the screen, you get to see what did you do over the year? What does it feel like to have a banner year, and what is the definition of a banner year for you? Because we're going to have different definitions, or we could have the same. The key is as with our culture and what we've been growing here within our office, this is a unified front. We are in this together. Our arms are locked. So if I know Leslie's one word is choice, then we can run with that, right? Same thing when you know my word is growth. How have you grown this week? How have you grown today? What have you done differently today that you haven't done from yesterday? That could even take into who do I need to know today that I woke up today not knowing. The key around that is it's all strategic. When I talk about flipping the rock, the top agents, top teams, top individuals that went through the recession that hit 10 years ago did it and sustained it and doubled their business by focusing in on their database. The reason they did that is because there's a 50-to-1 conversion ratio for those who are cold that we've never met before. We're dialing down. I mean, in the old days, we used to pull out a phone book, right? I don't even know where you can find one now. But in the old days, we would pull out a full phone book and go A, B, C, D, right? 50-to-1 conversion ratio. Now, if it's a database, it's 12-to-2, which is extremely powerful. I mean, just look at the numbers behind that. Here's the key with the 12-to-2, because it's not 6-to-1. 12-to-2 is one direct referral, one indirect referral. So one direct being Leslie could choose me to list her home today because of our conversation and because of the questions that I ask and how she feels when she leaves the appointment. That can lead into another referral. So it's 12-to-2. So right now is a perfect time to reach out to our database and talk to them, and just, it's normal conversation, right? How was your New Year's? How were your holidays? Deb brought something up to me earlier this week, and she said, you know what's funny? So I can paraphrase for you, Deb. Said, you know what's funny is that, what do you think about when you think holiday season? The holidays? My mind went directly to Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. The reality is the holiday season continues all year round. Let that kind of sink in a little bit, right? As we prepare for the next holiday that's coming up. So the key around this is mindset, that one word. And when we look at this, and we look at 2019, we can't do anything about the past. Let's just start with that, hands down, right? Now what we can do is learn from it. So what's something we did well in 2019? Remember, affirmations can go either way. They can go positive and they can go negative. So focus on the positive. What's one thing that you did really, really well in 2019? Now, what's one thing that you learned in 2019? There's one thing you could focus in on. Our leadership team meetings are exactly around this. Because we're learning, we're growing, and into 2020, once we've recognized, taken ownership, made a commitment, shared that commitment, so now we have accountability, we know that we can grow into 2020 starting now, not starting next month or next quarter or halfway through the year. So think about those things, and then when you look at this, what's one thing that you, again, there's a theme here. What's one thing that you'll do different in 2020? Maybe it's personal, maybe it's business, maybe it's a combination of the two. Maybe it ties into that one word that we're talking about. So, does this all make sense? Awesome. Okay. So, I want to share with you something, and I thought this was really powerful before I passed the torch. And thank you, Cindy, for sending me this today. So Cindy sent me a daily mentoring, and sent Deb a daily mentoring by Darren Hardy. And what he talks about in this, and we can send it out, is being unstoppable, being a champion. So when you're unstoppable and a champion, and even looking at what Michael Jordan has done, do you know the one thing that Michael Jordan, one record he has? It's not one that you would guess. He has more missed game-winning shots than anyone in the history of the NBA. But do you think it stopped him from taking the shot? No. You know what it did? It drove him. It caused an internal fire to where he was unstoppable. So when you look at a formula on what, and this is straight from Michael Jordan, and this is from Darren Hardy, a 5-step formula for this. Number 1, this is a 30-day challenge. It ties into flipping over the rock. Number 1, work harder than anyone else. Whatever that defines for you. Go beyond the expectation. Cast a vision around that. Follow that vision up with activities on a daily basis. Number 2, know who you are. We all have different strengths. The challenge that I see from a leadership standpoint, from a coaching standpoint, is we go to tackle the weaknesses. This is the year of your strengths. Hone in on your strengths. What are you incredibly good at that literally sets you apart from the pack? That's your focus. And prefer the silence. Don't do it because to get recognition for whether it's an award or whether it's a pat on the back or it's coffee and donuts, right? Do it for you. Be real about that. Know who you are. Number 3, engage in pressure situations. Test yourself out. Thrive and look for the intensity because you will unleash what is inside of you. Typically that doesn't happen unless there's some type of intensity, some type of pressure, something going on in your world where all of a sudden the beast comes out. Let it come out. Number 4, failure as an emotion and as an emotion of weakness. Top individuals, top performers, top athletes, Michael Jordan ties directly into this. Knows that each failure is actually an opportunity. And it's a way to learn and push back and never have to look back again. But you have to embrace the failures to push forward. We fail more times in life than we have successes. So love it, be okay with it, and run. And number 5, which I love, thank you, Cindy, only compete against yourself. The greatest competition is the person you are capable of being, no one else. We're all made to be here for a reason. Enjoy it, love it, embrace it, run with it. Only compete with yourself. Pretty good, huh? So go, there's a link on this one. Amber, I'll make sure you get it. And it's there's a daily mentoring by Darren Hardy. John Maxwell has some incredible 1-minute Maxwell daily deals that we send out as well. They're awesome. They go everything from leadership to growth all the way across. So with that, let's keep on going. Wait, any questions about that at all?
I've got a question. I would just like to say that is huge. And using failure instead of looking at it as a beating yourself up, that's one of, I think, everyone in this room that we struggle with. And choosing to look at it differently makes a complete change in your life.
Absolutely.
I mean, it hugely matters, and setting those goals. And so Mark and I are going on a cruise this summer that we sort of have paid for, but we don't have our bills paid for the year because we're now on full real estate. And while we were down with my sister and brother-in-law, we booked and put a deposit down on a cruise for 2021. That's another 20 grand. And again, we don't have the bills paid, and we don't have that even paid for. So
Where are you going?
we're going to Norway this summer, and then we're going back to the Mediterranean the next summer. We're starting Turkey and then in Barcelona.
Awesome. So why'd you do that?
Mark goes, well, now you really got to sell houses. Intensity.
Pressure.
You want to talk about step outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
And I, last year, y'all know I lost my mom and I was a mess, and I took about 6 weeks off and just worked through it. Obviously, I'm back. And it's just like doing it. And so it's I needed the things to look forward to.
The key around the time is now. It's not tomorrow. It's not the next day. It's not next week. It is right.
It is right now.
Right now.
Yeah.
So with that, Debbie Connor, would you like to come up to the front here for a moment and introduce our guest? And what exciting news do we have here?
Well,
so let's give Deb a big round of applause before and then step out of the way.
So, I don't know, maybe 20 years ago-ish, I was at the Broadmoor convention, and it was beautiful outside. This is September day, it's beautiful outside, and I'm bebopping along the sidewalk on my way to go do something with the state convention, and a good friend of mine, Maria Cook, stopped, and she goes, Deb, I want you to meet my nephew. And we sat down, and it was warm in the afternoon. I think we finally parted company. It was dark. We got into such an intense conversation and started building a relationship that has lasted for 20 years. And to call Brian and Ashley lenders is a disservice to them. These two people are very intense because they care so deeply about the people that they work with, about your clients. Brian took me in, we closed loans. Yeah, we closed loans all day long. We did a lot of business together. And our whole thing was to turn the world upside down a little bit and go and help people learn. And we just helped you get into that for the next 30 years. Is it okay if we sit down with you and show you how to get rid of it very quickly? And so Brian and I started doing that together. And we have coached back and forth with each other for years. And a vision that I had in this office and that Jake shared, because Jake and Brian are very good friends as well, was to bring them as a partner into this office. And as so much more than a lender. Because y'all can go out and find a lender anywhere. But I'm going to tell you and promise you that these two people are so much more than lenders. And Brian is coming in here, Ashley is coming in here to help you be a better person, to be an out-of-debt person, to help you be a better realtor, and to help your people build wealth, and to help you build wealth, and to build a life beyond imagination. And I'm gonna invite Ashley Swenson to come up. Come on up, sweetie.
Hello, thank you. To be here and have this opportunity and to get to know each and all of you. And I just have goosebumps after listening to Patrick speak of the alignment. And I know the synergy that we're going to create this beautiful space and just the overall excitement I have around it. It's all really does come down to the reflection of how well we can take care of ourselves is what the world gets. And Brian's vision has always been to change the planet. We aligned 3 years ago. I'm 6 years in the business now and didn't have the right leader and mentorship. So the fact that you all are here today and have the opportunity to learn from the best, you should definitely kiss the ground they walk on more than just once a week. But it was our core values. So contribution, gratitude, and love are mine. His are humility, abundance, and contribution. And so we just aligned, and he took me under his wing. I was a new mom, didn't really know what I was doing, maybe doing like not even 12 loans a year. And this last year was definitely a record year for me and a banner year. And again, it was a little sticky at first. I think the word is surrender. You just have to surrender and keep it simple. But what we want to do is collectively, change the planet and make a greater impact in the world. And we're here to collaborate, be here, help you guys structure any deal, create more buyers for you, create more listings for you. Brian created Pay It Forward mortgage. So for every loan that we close, we give $150 to the buyer's choice. There's the boot camp paid, Give Back Homes, and the Ronald McDonald House. And it would come up with one of our own. I personally started my own charity as well. So Brian has a vision. If he brings on a loan officer, within 5 years, you have to create your own charity and you have to make $1 million. So it's pretty serious about who he brings on because, time is limited. And so who he pours into, he really genuinely does care and he will do anything. And so I think was approached a couple of years ago and it just wasn't right. He knew he couldn't provide that level of care and service that you all deserve. And so the stars finally aligned and here we are. So any questions or anything about life, Brian's my go-to and he's a phone call away if you guys ever need anything in regards to the loan side, the business side of things. I'll be here as a point of contact. Brian's always a phone call away. He'll be here next week. Yep. So you guys will all get to meet him and tap into his genius. But mainly we're just grateful and excited and it's all about the mindset like Patrick was saying and staying optimistic. And I love the line you said about exceeding expectations and going above and beyond because, Coach once said to me, there's no traffic jam in the extra mile. And so it's about, just pushing yourself. Have you ever read the book Jim Relentless?
No.
It's a great book. So it's Tim Grover. He was a coach to Kobe. He was a coach. And so you'll identify with that book. But it's a great book. So I don't have much more to say except we're just really excited and feeling grateful.
Deb, I have a question. Because I know that, and Ashley, I know you're not going to say this, so I'm going to go ahead and dive in. So we were talking about top lenders, top loan originators in Colorado, here locally, even nationally. Can you tell us a little bit more about Brian and his group and what Ashley's done?
So they are, they get ranked just like agents do. And Brian is in the top 5 of all realtors in the United States. And it's
All lenders.
of all lenders in the United States. I'm looking at realtors.
Right.
So he did 3.4 net in his pocket last year, if I remember his numbers correctly, and you're like halfway to your goal of netting, I can't even talk, of netting $1 million?
Right, I'm netting $1 million.
Yep.
And he, yes, he's really, I think just who he is as a human, you'll find is why he is able to help the quantities he's able to help. He is coached with 2 other top real estate agents. I think you know maybe Team Vivi, and then Jessica Northrup, the founding member of Compass here. And they just this year, they netted $1 million through his coaching. And so I just surrender and do what I'm told, but definitely tap into him and Debbie and Patrick and your leadership team. That's where you're setting up to surround yourself with excellence. They've done it before, their experience, and it holds you more accountable. I actually just had my very first call with Rick Ruby. So Rick Ruby, you're familiar with that name? He started the core real estate coaching 19 years ago, and there's 485 members. Last year, I just qualified for my first summit. You have to, I think, make $250,000, and then there's a stringent interview process. So got selected to go to the summit. There's 2 summits every year, one in May and one in November. Went to the summit in November. 102 applicants applied to become members. The top 5% they get rid of so that they can add new members because they're capped at that 45. And so they selected 23. So through Brian's coaching, I was asked to join the exclusive coaching. And so we have coaching every other Thursday. I'm assigned to a coach. There's 2 other students from across the country. So every other Thursday I do that. But I had an initial new student call with Rick Ruby this morning, and he gave me his personal cell phone number. And he said, if there's anything, please reach out. But he said that the most successful students are in relation and they reach out to their leader. And so you have to have good counsel, and you have to have a reputation and have proven results. And that's exactly what you have here. So it's definitely going to be a banner year for all of us. So
That's why we make good partners, right? And that's why I'm so excited for you guys to get to know them. You will never be sorry. And I would write my last penny to guarantee you that. So
we're humbled beyond measure and excited to meet all of you. And I'm not shy, so come up to me and I say corny jokes. Not really that funny, but I try to make it fun at least. So.
Well, you are. And she's like this library of books and stuff, like popping out with that. In 10 minutes of conversation, she'll probably mention 5 different books you should go that will help you grow. It's amazing. So
that's a Brian thing.
Yeah, it is a Brian thing. Yeah, it's a total Brian thing. And so, when you see Brian walking around, you make sure and grab him and grab Ashley. And
I got something better than that. Come to Wealth Building next week.
Yep.
Because we specifically invited Brian to lead Wealth Building. And if you were here 2 weeks ago when Mike Hills was here, and it was jaw-dropping. It will be jaw-dropping again next week. Trust me. It was, right, Danielle? Very much so. Even my own jaw. Quite a few times.
So, but thank you.
Thank you. And I have I read some pay it forward flyers just so you have our information. My cell phone's on there. Feel free to text me, call me. We were just here to support you in any and all capacities.
Yep. Already doing some business with some of the agents,
Yes.
which is awesome.
Yes.
So
Awesome. Let's give Ashley a years in the making, but it's 20.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
well done.
There are no coincidences. And I've watched Brian grow like crazy. He's just a fun person, and
Awesome.
yeah.
Awesome.
Yep. Do you want me to hit the other thing?
Yeah, go for it.
So
Keep on going.
you may have gotten an email today from the South Metro Denver Realtor Association, or SMEDRA as we all call it. The Diamond Circle Awards are coming up. And so you have to apply for your Diamond Circle Awards. The applications are online. They have to be in by March the 9th. It's $50 to put your application in. That includes your dinner for that night. The event is huge. I call it Realtor Prom.
Realtor prom.
Everybody gets all gussied up and hoses off and everything. Jake wears his cat bow tie and all kinds of fun stuff.
Can I make a request real quick?
No cat bow tie?
No, I love the cat bow tie. And truly use this as an opportunity. Do the application. pay the $50. Use this as an opportunity to highlight your business that you've been working so hard at.
Yep.
You know, we have other companies that are in our area that they stand on stage and they tout all this stuff, but it's talk, talk, talk. You're the action. You're the action. You're one of the only brokerages, especially in the fourth quarter, that broke record after record after record after record and outperformed the market. Use this as a way to celebrate that, and it can bring you more business.
It's 3 million and up, or 20 sides and more, and there's stuff for individuals, for teams, for specialty. There's all kinds of stuff in there for offices. And I just wrote a sponsorship check this morning to them, so we're also sponsoring part of it. It's at the Hyatt Regency Tech Center on April 17th from 5:30 to 11 that night, and you can usually get a really killer rate on a hotel room then as well. Also, if you've been in writing new contracts at all, you notice that there's some new forms. There are some changes to the listing contract, to a bunch of other things that we all work with every day. So this Thursday, tomorrow, 12:30 to 2:30, in that first about 30 minutes, we'll talk about the changes that are in the contract. So I would suggest that everybody come. Let us know so we've got enough things printed off so you can, I think I printed off 20 so far, and then Amber kicked me off the printer. So let us know so we have materials done, and then we'll have the listing contract class right after that. So, and Renee's like, whew, I don't have to teach it because I'm not on jury duty today.
If we just need to do the contract changes, can we come?
Just come for the first half an hour.
Okay, that's perfect.
Okay, and then I won't take it personal if you leave.
Okay.
But I review all your contracts, and it's not a bad idea to come in and take a contract class for time.
I hear about these contracts.
And I'm like, wow, where did they get that? And you'll see it on somebody else's contract or something, or maybe a buyer's agent has sent something on the listing, and you're like, oh, that's kind of cool, let's use that. And you start crossing over into practicing law. And I don't want to have to make that call. All right, so we have that tomorrow, 12:30 to 2:30. And then the contract class for the purchase contract, how do I write a purchase contract? That is the following Thursday.
And Debbie, how many times did I go to contracts class?
I don't know, I lost track.
I lost track too.
You want to teach it? I think you should take it until you can teach it.
Yes, and can I write a contract almost in my sleep?
Yeah, you should be able to, right? Absolutely. One little piece of confusion, everybody thinks that the vision boards were canceled. It wasn't. It was canceled for the 15th because we have welcome, right? It was moved to the following Wednesday on the 22nd. Nobody loves arts and crafts more than Jamie Goldman.
This is a true statement.
She came in and begged if she could, please, can I do that? Absolutely. So your vision board is highly important, right? Your big why is on there. It's something you can look up and go, oh my gosh, when you just had a cruddy phone call or, not so awesome week, you can remember why you do what you do. So come in and have some fun with that. And then if you flip your thing over, there's a big thing that says warning. So I know y'all don't read all your emails. I know y'all don't even open things up that says warning on them. So I want you to realize that Matrix is upgrading their program. They spent about $2 million on this, and they're all RISO compliant and everything. So they have to shut the whole system down in order to upgrade this. So on January the 12th at noon, you will not be able to get into the MLS at all to do anything until Monday morning, and then let's hope to God it didn't crash or something. Not that that would ever happen.
Be prepared.
Be prepared. So get your listings. If you're showing buyers, need to put a listing in, get it way ahead of time, right? Yes?
So you won't be able to do offer contracts where it's pulling from Matrix either.
No, it will be shut down. So make sure that you put that in your calendar.
Today, what's the time frame again?
It shuts down, it's right on the back. It shuts down at noon on Sunday, January 12th. That's this coming Sunday. Until it launches on Monday morning. So,
And have you seen any of this? Do you know what it looks like?
yeah, I have seen it. I go to the big broker roundtables and
So
stuff.
are we happy about that?
Well, yes, a lot of the language, so the different MLSs are using the same verbiage across, so walkout is a walkout, not called something else somewhere else. So a lot of that is all, it all talks to each other way better than it has in the past. So it's all a very good thing. It just cracked me up that they were all, oh, we're going to spend $2 million. And I had just come from a thing, and Gary had just written $1 billion check. And it just made me laugh a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's a good thing. So the other piece too is we're going to be putting out the broker hotline for you. So if you have questions, a broker, it may be me, maybe somebody else, but somebody's got a broker level license will be there to answer a question that you have. If it rises to the level of needing to land on my desk, that's awesome. And if we need to get our attorney involved or something, that's awesome. That will still come back and land on my desk. But the promise that the brokers will be making is that they'll get you called back within 15 minutes of your phone call. So that will come out in Thursday's email as well.
So read it.
Was that it?
Yeah, please read it.
Read your emails. Oh, 2020 PCU class is out for the commission update class. Don't wait until December to take it. There's stuff in there that you need to know now. So go take that class. They're free at Smedra. We might even be able to talk this one right here. You're teaching it at Smedra.
All of mine till June are full.
Awesome.
So that's cool, but
Well, that sucks.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm doing a couple for title companies, so I'll get that out. I have one February 20th. That's not full yet for a
Awesome.
title company. So we can.
Awesome. But they're free at Smedra, right? Yep. You pay real dues and they're free. Smedra is the only board that does for education. And then there's still a handful of people left. If you're online listening and you haven't responded back to me and you haven't renewed your license as of December 31st, 2019, here's 5 of you. Get it done. Get it done. So maybe
Not that we don't know.
We love you. Come on, get it done.
Come on.
Get it done. So anything else? Any other questions before I go sit down? Yeah, awesome.
Awesome. Good day. All right, so let's keep going, Amber. And upcoming events. All right, so upcoming events, contracts we talked about, wealth building next week. Trust me on this one. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. We'll do that at the end, and then purchase contracts class. The rest of this is on the 18th. We're going to be celebrating you, what you've done, the records you've shattered, the incredible businesses you've built in 2019. We're going to be celebrating our 2019 ALC that has been there supporting you. And so do not miss our own office gala here. That's going to be from 5:30 to 10 at Hilton, Denver, Inverness, some places last year. RSVPs are due by the 10th. Please, 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 and more please. Turn this in by the 10th because we have dinners and everything else that we're setting up. So we want to make sure that if you have guests coming, which we love it when you do, bring them. Just RSVP, please. And I'm going to put something out there for you too. Lots of notice. Something I am extremely excited about. February 20th, and I love you, Renee, and it's on the 20th. We are having one of the top teams in the entire Northwest come here to coach you. To be here, to mastermind. Our top agents are going to have a private mastermind around that. We're going to have a class that day. I'll give more information. And pay attention, please, to this coming out. Invite guests. This team has closed over 425 sales in 2019 alone. Let that one sink in. Imagine what half of that would do here in our market. 425 homes. They're coming here, they're personal friends of mine, and they're coming here for you. So please, on that day,
I'm friends with her too.
you are friends with her.
Are you gonna tell us who it is?
I
might be
will.
friends too.
Barb Huntley and Associates are coming in.
Were they here last year?
They were, and they're coming in and they're going to talk about several different classes, what we're choosing from. One of the focuses is how to break through 430 closed sales in a year. How to break through that ceiling.
How about, let's just start with breaking through 100.
Yeah.
I guarantee, Matt, if you can know how to break through 400, you can break through 100 like that. It's like butter. So, and here's the key piece around this. Barb comes in as a mega agent. Her supporting team that she comes in with is a coaching platform and a technology platform. And they're going to come in here and rock it. So, and Barb's also an operating principal in a different KW office in the Northwest. So, trust me on this one. You don't want to miss this. Ashley, you don't want to miss it either. It is going to be incredible. So that's on February 20th. All right, with that, let's keep on going here. And let's highlight our sponsor. So I know it's not Jim in the back there. So come on up with Housemasters. Let's give a big round of applause. Housemasters Bob.
I run the site. Oh.
Thanks, that wasn't exactly on cue. I am not Jim Lambie, but Jim is the owner. I don't know, several of you may know Jim. I'm Corinne Cates. I'm the marketing manager for Jim Lambie and Housemaster. Have you guys heard of Housemaster before? Yeah? Awesome. So, do I have a clicky? Right here. Awesome. So yeah, I wanted to tell you guys about Housemaster home inspections. We do residential and commercial inspections. I don't know if we have any commercial agents, but we do those as well. They're kind of complicated and all that. But if you have not used us before, I just want to introduce some of our services and how we conduct business. So we really have a great presentation to us. We show up, we have wrapped, labeled vehicles. We don't show up in your, local van or whatnot that looks dodgy. So we have uniforms. We don't have saggy pants, all that jazz. And our certified inspectors, they're all certified, by the way. They have professional communication training, and that training goes on every year. So we make sure that they know how to talk to you guys, the realtors, and your clients in a way that is empathetic and understanding and explanatory, but also quite professional. So we use shoe covers. We never come in and just, stomp around the house. We are fully insured. So we have coverage that actually covers you guys as well as us, and I'll explain that in a little while. We have online scheduling, and we offer BuildFax. So do you guys know what BuildFaxes are, and have you used them? Like Carfax, right? Yeah, for permits. Yeah. Yes. So if you don't know what they are, does anybody want me to explain?
Yes.
So they're the permitting history for your property. So this is super important, and it's also very, very nice for somebody considering maybe, an investment property, and they just want to look at what's been going on with the home. What are the permits? What's been done? And so this is really nice for potential buyers. It can really kind of make or break somebody's interest in a property. So if you don't use these, I would encourage you to, and they don't cost anything. You can give us a ring or an email, and we will gladly just send one over for you. It's no charge for those. So please keep that in mind. I think it's really a great tool. Any questions so far? Okay, awesome. So our inspections are really comprehensive. They usually take about 2 hours or so. For larger homes, we will send out two inspectors to get it done. We do all kinds of things just as a standard inspection. So carbon monoxide testing. We do hydrocarbon testing. We use IR scans, infrared scans, to detect leaks, and to do AC distribution and heat distribution. So if your inspector now is not using infrared, we use all the latest equipment. This is a standard in the industry, so don't use an inspector that's not using this type of equipment. We do have a drone. So it's no extra charge for that drone. All roofs that we can't inspect or climb, we use a drone for those. But also, Jim's a really nice guy. So if you need photos from the drone, he's more than willing to share those with your sellers. So let us know about that. And so, of course, if we can't climb a roof, we'll come out and do the roof inspection. We don't leave that hanging ever. Okay, so Hausmeister is just kind of like a one-stop shop. We're not just inspection, we offer all the other possibilities out there. So radon testing, a huge one, sewer scoping. We have a lot of folks on staff that handle this for us. We have a structural engineer, a plumber, an electrician, and a roofer. So if your clients need any of these things, we have this at a touch. You don't have to go searching for the best person to complete these jobs for you. We also do water testing. We have our personal lab here that we utilize. So any of this testing that requires a lab, we have easy access to, and we get our results back really quickly. Any questions on that? Asbestos, lead testing. Mold testing is really big. A lot of people want that, so we have easy access to that too. And then also we do pre-inspection. Has anyone done a pre-inspection? Yeah. Do you guys have good results from those? Yeah. Yes.
Usually
it depends. It depends, right? It depends. I think they're great. I think they're a great tool. They are not always wonderful, but I do think it's a very transparent way to sell a home. It really gives sort of that. So Jim provides a checklist with a pre-inspection. And then once all those things are taken care of, he provides a completion report. So it looks really nice when buyers come in and look at that and say, hey, you know, these are the things we found, things that we've completed, and here you go. Yes.
What's the fee for the pre-inspect, like on a typical 2,000 square foot?
It's $300.
No septic.
No, not all of that. Yeah. Okay.
Well, no matter.
Jim will be here, and Jim does answer specific stuff, so I might be not correct on that. Any more questions? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm just thinking, you know, I don't really refer a lot of inspectors, but Jim, I know it sounds familiar. He's the nicest guy I have ever met.
Nicest guy.
I called in an emergency, and he helped me out on a weekend. And so,
awesome.
this is my Jim who I would refer.
Jim
So,
Lampy?
Yeah.
He's so great.
Yeah, he's
awesome.
phenomenal human. So,
Oh, great,
I was happy
great.
to
Thanks
get
for the shout out.
Yeah.
And my clients have that I've used him.
Oh,
Some of
nice.
my clients loved him. So.
He is so helpful, and you know, honestly, the reason I work with Jim is because he's a guy of integrity. He's so nice. He's so helpful. So, and I really admire Jim and Jim's business practices. So I appreciate that shout out, guys.
I have another shout out because we
Yeah.
just had him do one of our inspections a couple of weeks ago. And I really
Nice.
like the fact that he doesn't scare people.
Exactly.
You know,
I know. That's why I say it's pathetic.
He's honest, but
He
he's,
is.
you know, he explains things in a way that people understand, if it can be fixed.
Really does.
And he was very helpful with prices of what things would cost and who to call, so.
He certainly is. Yeah. Thanks for that, guys. So this kind of, I really love Housemaster's way of presenting all these things because Housemaster really does bring us into the 21st century. So as a realtor, you get all, and your clients get your inspections on a cloud. So you get your login and password. All those inspections are kept on that cloud. It's your cloud. So you can refer back to your inspections. You don't have to keep just all these random emails and all over the place. It's your cloud. It's a really nice way of keeping track of that, especially if you're a high producer, which I'm sure all of you are. So this is what the cloud looks like. And so this is you. We give you props. We really promote you. And then this is us. And so this is what your client sees. So when they get their report, they see a photo of the home, the inspection report, documents, maintenance, and projects. So all this, it creates a repair list for the client. So all these things are really nice extras, so they can really look at that and say, hey, I think I want to do this, and you can get cost estimates, and really it's a nice tool to use for you and your client. And then you have one, and let's see, what else can I mention on this? And then there's appliances and inventory. If you need something replaced, we give you options, model numbers. It's really, really nice. It's a handy tool. You don't have to go far to research all this stuff. So it's right there in the inspection report in the cloud. And again, if you have multiple inspections, this is what it would look like. So you just go right into your cloud, and it's really handy, and it's all right there for you at your fingertips. Okay, so I hope you all have confidence in Jim. You've heard about Jim. But yeah, and so all that we ask, like if you haven't tried us, you're interested in experiencing what we have to offer, just give us a try. We'll be glad to do everything in our power to make everything right. Jim will explain in a non-intimidating way to your clients the real deal. But and I like Jim when he talks to clients. He gives them that hope, that possibility and hope, and he's not down in anything. And so that's what I love about Jim, and also his integrity. So give us a shot. Let us know if we can help you. I will have cards in the back, so you can call me or you can call Jim. Jim should be coming through anytime, and I hope you guys enjoy the lunch. I've heard good things about him.
All right, with that, we're gonna go ahead and break. And before anything else, 1, Happy New Year. 2, let's see who won.
Here, you pull out 3 of them. So you have to, here's the rule, you gotta be in your seat on time. On time is 5 minutes before the class or the meeting starts.
Why is that,
And once in a while, well, because the number one complaint of the public is realtors are always late.
Right.
So we're buying you a cup of coffee today, so who gets first on that?
All right, last 3, 0, 4, 0.
Oh.
Yes, Lori, right on. The next one, last 3, 0, 5, 1. Robin, awesome. And the next one, 0, 3, 7. Hey, there's Dale. Right on. All right, fantastic. With that, thank you for each of you for being here, for being online. We'll see you next week. Don't miss Wealth Building. It's going to be awesome. All right, cheers to 2020.